Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new on my channel, then welcome. Today I'm doing the second look from the Instagram request thingy. So the first one was the khaki green that won when I asked you guys which look would you like to see me doing, and that one won, but like by very, very little. So I realized that so many people still wanted to see the purple and gold look, so that is what I did today. I'm very, very excited about the way that this look turned out, and also I'm even more excited that I managed to create this look using only one palette. Yep, I just used the bPerfect Carnival palette. If I think of doing like a colorful look, this is the first palette that pops into my head because this is the perfect colorful palette in my... This is the perfect colorful palette in my opinion. I love this. I love this. I love this palette so much. So that is what we're doing today, and I'm going to keep it nice and short. If you guys want to see how I created this look step by step, then just keep on watching. We are starting off with a clean face. I do have moisturizer on and sunscreen on, and I also have applied the Catrice Camouflage Cream Concealer in the shade Rosy Sand, but that is all that I have on my face. I'm going to prime my eyes with the NYX High Definition Eyeshadow Base. Let's see what happens. Even though I usually always set my eye base, whatever I'm using, I always set it down with a bit of powder, but I want to try not setting it today and see whether that makes a difference, whether the eyeshadows are going to look a bit more pigmented, all that kind of good stuff. So let us see. Even though for today's look I will be using the Carnival palette by bPerfect Cosmetics, I am going to apply the MakeupGeek single shadow in the shade Peach Smoothie first, because I again want something a bit more neutral, something a bit more close to my skin tone to go in the crease before I start applying other colors there. I mean, there are some lighter shades in the Carnival palette as well, but I will use them anyway. They're just a bit more pigmented than I would like, so that is why I'm first going in with the Peach Smoothie shade. Since we are doing a halo eye today, I'm taking the color all the way to the inner corner. So now we are diving into the palette, and I'm first going to take the shade Foolish. That was the shade that I was talking to you about before I applied the Peach Smoothie. It is one of the lighter colors in this palette, and it is perfect tone-wise because it's like a corally, pinky kind of hue, and since we are going to be applying pinks and purples, it is right in that color family, but it is very pigmented, so that's why I didn't want to use that as my first shade, but it is going in the crease as well. Yeah, and you can see how pigmented this thing is. I mean, I tapped most of it off, but still. Now I want to take the previous brush and kind of buff over the edges. I feel like I need to take it higher up because right now it's just too low. Now before we move on to the main shades of the look, I want to add a bit of orange in there as well. So I'm going to mix together the shades Lit and Shuffle. And now I know you would think that the shade Lit is like as orange as it gets. Yes, but it doesn't really translate on the skin like that. At least on my skin it doesn't. It turns kind of pinkish, so that is why I have to mix it in with the yellow to kind of bring that more orangey warmth to that shade. And I'm again placing it in the crease area, but taking it slightly higher, as I tend to do with all my colors, because otherwise when we start to create that halo eye, you wouldn't be able to see anything. So now I want to make the transition from a deep purple to like orange a bit more subtle. So that is why I'm mixing together the shades Wifey and Guilty. So like a reddish and pinkish kind of colors, so that when we do go in with that purple, it will have something to blend into. Taking that previous brush that we used for the orange and just buffing over the edges. I'm taking a bit more of the shades Lit and Shuffle and blending over. And I'm also slightly dragging it into the outer V as well. And into the inner corner. Taking just the shade Guilty on its own, it's the more red shade. And one more time, taking the previous brush and fluffing over the uppermost parts. Well, the outermost parts, I should say. So once we have something like this, we are moving on to the actual purple shade. If you have seen several of my tutorials, then you are very familiar with this, but if you are new on my channel, then do not be discouraged. This is a normal occurrence when I am doing tutorials, so I do not worry about the look being all too messy, especially around the edges while I'm still doing the look, because I will clean up the edges anyway and it will look very nice and neat. So yeah, that is not something that I'm currently worried about. Let us dive into the purple. Okay, I have been looking forward to this shade for such a long time. It is called Wasted and it's just a deep, deep purple. I will start applying that shade in my outer corner, in my inner corner, and also in my crease, kind of building up the halo part of the eye look before we bring out the spotlight effect with the gold. And I'm also dragging it outwards when I get to the outer E. Now I'm taking the previous brush once again and I want to very lightly go over the edges. I'm barely touching my eyelid. Okay, so before we start packing on the gold shade, I want to pack on the purple a bit more. So I'm taking the same shade Wasted, but I'm just using a much more dense and compact brush. This is the Wet n Wild P10 brush, and I'm just basically starting to pack on the shade. And I'm almost tapping the brush, not really going back and forth like blending motions. I'm more so stamping the color on my eye. And now we get to the point that we have all been waiting for. I'm going to take the shade Queenie, which is a stunning, stunning gold. And I'm going to put that on the center of my eyelid. Okay, I'm going to take the same shade with a brush just to start kind of blending it into the purple around it. Okay, I'm very happy with that, but I just want to make the gold pop out even more. So I'm going to take the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner in the shade Midnight Cowboy, and I'm very lightly applying that in the center of that gold. I think I'm very happy with that. So now I'm going to clean up the eyes around the edges, and then I will come back here. We will do the rest of the face and also finish up the lower lash line. Now before I move on to my face makeup, I do want to add a bit of eyeliner as well, but I'm doing it just the tiniest bit. I'm running a very thin line across my lash line. That will ensure that when I am applying falsies later, it will mesh better into the eye look. So the face is pretty much done. Now we are going to finish up the lower lash line. First, I'm going to take the shades Lit and Shuffle, yet again, mixing those two together to create that orange shade that we put in the crease. Next, I'm taking the shade Guilty and I'm putting that on my lower lash line as well. Taking the big fluffy brush that we used in the crease on the top lid, I'm running over the bottom edges of my lower lash line. I'm taking the shade Wasted, yet again, that we put on the lid, and on a more condensed brush, I'm applying that on my lower lash line as well. And I'm going over the lower lash line a few times just to build up that purple shade to its full intensity. And now I am using the same nub of a Maxfactor eye pencil that I used in another one of my tutorials at one point, I remember. That still doesn't have a name. I have no idea what this is. I just know that it's a Maxfactor eye pencil and it's a creamy black. I'm going to tightline with this and also apply it in my waterline, but I'm not taking it all the way to the inner corner because I do not want to close my eye off. I'm just taking it kind of like halfway in. And now all that's left to do is apply some mascara, some falsies, and lipstick, and we'll be all done. And that's it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed this makeup look, and I hope that this one met your expectations to every single one of you who requested a deep purple and gold eye look. By the way, I decided to change my lashes last minute, so when I was applying my falsies in the video, I was applying red cherry lashes, but then when I was kind of dealing with my hair in the meantime, I noticed that my lashes were just like, I don't know, kind of wonky, and they didn't want to stick to my eye shape, and it looked really not that great, so I decided to chuck them, and I applied the Doll Beauty lash instead. These ones are in the style Ever, and yeah, I very much enjoyed them. I really hope that you enjoyed this look as well. I definitely enjoyed creating it, but it is definitely way more bold than the khaki green one was. So yeah, this is one of those looks again that if you are not really a fan of color, or you don't feel comfortable wearing a lot of color, then this look is probably not going to float your boat. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!